Okay, so I'm ready to start my new game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my original game and I'm going to edit it. So I've got my fruit game here from the first task. If I open that up, you can see all the folders that are inside it. So I've got my background, sound, sprites, etc. I'm going to copy the entire folder. So I'm going to close that a moment. I'm going to make a copy by dragging with my right mouse held down and say copy here. And I'm going to just change the name. I'm going to call this one, just going to call it Game 2 for now. Decide later on what I'm going to do with it, and I'm going to open it up, and in here I don't need I can change this one now, the GMK file. I'm going to call that one Game 2, and when I open that one I can edit it, but what I want to do is I want to put my teddy bear sprite in with the sprites. So they're the original sprites. There's my teddy bear. I'm going to copy that into here, or move that into here for now, and I'll show you now in a moment how I can start to do the editing. Okay, so I've opened up Gamemaker. I'm going to go into Gamemaker and I'm going to open that file I just made, Game 2. So I'm going to go into Game 2, find my Game 2 file and open it. So we're in there now. If I go into sprites now, I can see that these are all the sprites. Now, what I might want to do is might want to start renaming things afterwards, in which case my object apple, perhaps I don't want that to be called apple, maybe I want that to be called teddy bear. So I can go in and I can rename that. It's still going to be an object, but this time it's going to be called teddy. And I'm going to go in now and I'm going to change the apple sprite by double clicking it to edit, and I'm going to load a new sprite, but I'm going to name that teddy at the same time. So once I've renamed it teddy, I can just say OK to save. I'm going to save my game, and I'm going to test my game by pressing on this green play button. And what I should see is I should see teddy bears replacing the apples. Now you can see the teddy bears moving around. If I click on them, they still work. Okay, now the reason they still work is because if you go into the object called teddy, it's still got the code of what it has to do that we made when you made your first game, but now it knows that it's going to use the sprite teddy because we replaced sprite apple with sprite teddy, so it knows which one it's actually showing. So all of the code of your game still remains the same, but you have to just change out the names and the sprites that are associated with your new objects to make the theme work. Okay, I want to change the background in the game to my own background, which I've created. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my own background in. So I'm going to click up here, find a new background. I'm going to call this one Sky. And I'm going to find it by loading my background. Now I've already created one called Night Sky, which is the PNG I made myself in Photoshop. Made sure that that was 640 by 480 in size, which is the same as my game. I'm going to click Open. That's selected it in here. All I need to do now, I've given it a name, I know the size, I'm going to click OK. I now need to put this background into the room. So I'm going to open my room environment. There's my room. At the moment I've got the wood tile effect. I'm going to go to backgrounds. I'm going to choose from this list here, and I'm going to choose Sky. And it will replace the wood background with my picture. All I need to do is to click it and save. The last thing I'm going to do before I just test this new background is I'm just going to change my wall as well. So I'm going to go up to where my sprites are for wall. I'm going to edit my sprite and I'm going to load a slightly different one in. So instead of having this brown coloured one that was with your first game, I'm going to load in, and I found myself another one which looks like a bit like a meteorite. Same thing, 32 by 32, same size sprite, same type PNG. Click OK. Hit save. So now when I test, I should see the new background and I should see my extra wall, my new wall color. And there we have it, my meteorite wall and my sky background. Okay, we're now going to look at how we can change some of our sound effects and music in our game. So we want to take away the ones that are originally with the fruit game and put our own ones in. So the easiest way to do that, I'm going to change my background music first. So all I need to do is double click on my music file, and at the moment the one that's loaded, if I click on here, is the one that's called music. I'm going to change that to the one called Simpsons, which is another one I found from the resources folder. There's lots there to choose from. Just make sure it's a MIDI file that you use. and I'm going to say open to put that in instead. And all I'm going to do, I know this one's quite loud, I'm going to move the volume lever down a little bit so it's a little bit more quiet on screen, and I'm going to click OK. I'm going to do the same thing now with a click, so when I click on an object, the noise that it makes, I want to change that. So I'm going to open that one up, and I'm going to load my own sound, and I'm going to go for the one now which I've just made, which is called ouch, which is a wave file. I'm going to click open on that one, and I'm going to click OK again, and I'm going to save everything, and then I just need to basically test it and see how it works, make sure the noises are correct. Okay, so I can hear the Simpsons playing, and if I click on my teddy bear, ouch. There we go, you can hear me. Ouch. 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 Okay, it all seems to work.